Y.G.O Lyfe here, coming at you with my Ying Zing synchro link deck that I have been playing, but really in Master Rule 5, it's kind of different breed right now, mix it in between breeds, going back into the pure synchro build, but right now we have just a mixed breed of the Ying Zing deck, and honestly, love Ying Zing because they really replace themselves with field presence out of the deck when they get destroyed by battle or card effects, and being able to use them as synchros with tuners, well balance of tuners in the deck. So starting off with Totai, Shadow of the Ying Zing. It's dark 22, 0 defense, level 5 dark. And that it can't be controllers cannot be switched when used as synchro material. Controllers can't be switched. Next we have two SUMMONIN, fire Ying Zing, 19 attack. Basically it's the attack and defense boost for your synchro monsters, and same effect as all Ying Zing. When it gets destroyed by battle or card effect, it can go. And once per turn during my opponent battle phase, immediately after this effect resolve, I can synchro summon, and so 3 fire SUMMONIN. Brand, the Earth Ying Zing. Earth of the Ying Zing, 16 attack, 0 defense, but replace itself, and the Ying Zing the synchro monster uses can't be destroyed by battle. Borax, Water of the Ying Zing. When this card is destroyed by battle, you get to replace it. Also 2000 defense. Honestly, I don't have all of the True King monsters to play True King and the diagram, but wish I did, because honestly this is one of them cards that can, depending on you play hand traps, and then you just depending on you're not playing 3, but since this is a pure build, I played 3. And it's synchro monsters use this as material. It's unaffected by traps. Three Palau, Wind of the Ying Zing, because it's the level 1. I use this one along with the light one to be able to make the Link Haribo for Master Rule 4, but Master Rule 5 really don't need it, but it's still in here for that. Three Jato, and Chen Wing, 2 Chen Wing for my tuners. Oh, 3 Chen Wing, excuse me, 3 Chen Wing for light and dark tuner monsters. So dark, being able to go builds and make it protecting your builds with other card effects and powering them up already. And this tuner has the effect that discarding 2 of the Ying Zing monster cards from your hand, you can summon 1 from the deck. And while this is in graveyard, you can Ying Zing get destroyed, you can summon it back and get another Ying Zing, then his Fat will trigger. Ying Zing, since Ying Zing can't be destroyed by battle, just for a draw engine, I do place a supply squad to kind of speed up the deck and have consistencies. Running 3 Ying Zing Prana as continuous spell just to help with the deck and field presence and board presence and getting additional effects. Running Ying Zing Path at 3, just being able to draw 2 cards by shuffling 3 Zing, target 3 Ying Zing monsters and shuffling into deck, draw 2 cards. Right now testing just 2 pot of average. This could be easily replaced with anything else. Just testing 2 pot of average because linking and then just putting monsters back in the deck, just more consistency of returning monsters and drawing. 1 for 1, just because when you really need to see your tuner monster, you get it out. 1 Monster Reborn, self-explanatory. 1 Monster Reborn, bring back your synchros. With Daylong still being banned, no way to really search this easily, but you play 3 of to see it for your counter trap to negate, to have negation. Three Ying Zing Brutality, just to help with when you enter the battle phase with your Ying Zing monsters, just not letting everything run over your Zings. You can just Ying Zing just to have your Ying Zing graveyard effect go off, but just to give your opponent a struggle in the battle phase. 3 Brutality. And I mained that 2 Ying Zing Creation. Maybe you can bump this up. This is one of them cards that you could bump up to 3 because of being in Master Rule 5 and Ying Zing being a very good deck, even to this day with different multiple synchros you can play that are generic in the extra deck. That's it for the main deck, guys. This is one of them decks where I go into say the extra deck is player preference. I know you can play Shaman of the Tinky because it's playing Worm, a whole Worm deck, but Arrival of Nister, when you have multiple monsters, field presence, you just send them off and make this, and then you'll be able to get tokens on your side of the field. But just 1 Link 6, Arrival at a Nister. Just so glad this card came out for this deck. Basically you kind of make this really late game, but it's one of them things you, depending on what you're playing against. Say for instance you're playing against somebody who playing Sacred Beast, you'll make this. You're playing someone that can actually bring out Egyptian God, you'll make this. It's just in there just to get over them problematic cards, but you have to banish 5 cards, and that's the main thing. Just banish, if you don't have 5 banished cards, it gets destroyed. Raster Liger, that's because Ying Zing tribute them and be able to destroy cards in opponent's side of the field. Just one of in here because it's generic and it's a link 4. Total Dragon that helped make this. You do Link Karibo and Christian Needle Fire Prayer, just easily summon this, and you have 3 months point down. Thought it's just still be good, and it just, since I play synchros, your opponent cannot activate spell and track card effects during the main phase. So during my main phase, they can't activate any spell or trap cards and effects during my main phase. So help out with that. The one Christian Needle Fiber, yes, you probably could play 2 of here and here. Honestly, my next probably build on Ying Zing will probably be with Jump Synchron, just to help out putting a Jump Synchron in here and to probably help with the Needle Fiber. Making Needle Fiber, if I ever bump this up to 2, probably learn some more combos with Needle Fiber and Ying Zing. And the one Link Revo, because it's well needed in here for the level 1s you play in here. You play a total of 9, so you have the one Link Revo. That makes it optional, and you play 1 for 1 to summon this out first turn. Instead of trying to build Quasar, I decided to put in the Stardust Cypher Divine Dragon, just to try to make in here. Honestly, I haven't even accomplished in making this, but it's an option. Just an option. The one builds because a lot of decks probably can't even get over this. Borexia, Brightness of the Ying Zing, 23, 26 defense. When this card is synchro summoned, you can target cards up to the field up to different number of original attribute of worm type monster used for this synchro summon, and shuffle them into the deck. Once per turn, you can target 1 card you control and 1 level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard. Destroy that target, and if you do, special summon it. So this allows you to get your main tuners back to the field. Chao Fang, Phantom of Ying Zing. Obviously, this card is seeing a lot of play in the current meta with virtual worlds, but Ying Zing, Chao Fang is, obviously, you make it right, the opponent can't activate certain card effects with certain decks, especially if they only play 1 attribute. You just lock that attribute out. Honestly, this is my out to VFD. It just automatic make this before they commit calamities. I'm good. Dark effects can't activate to even change this attribute, so I'm good with Chao Fang before the VFD comes out on from my opponent. One Yao Z, Evil the Ying Zing. With the materials you make, it's good with 26. It can become 31 if you make it with the SUMMONIN. Cannot be targeted by opponent card effects, and you can apply 1 of the effects once per turn. You can target 1 Ying Zing monster you control and 1 card your opponent control. Destroy them. So it's basically just like a Scrap Dragon in a way. And also, when this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 worm type monster from your deck in defense mode. And that's why I kind of wish I did have the True King one's level 9 monster to play in here, but I don't right now, so have that. Metal Marcher, you know, being able to get a tuner back from the graveyard, and it being a tuner monster and a level, just having a level 3 to play in here because I play level 2s and level 1s. Just the synchro climb with one Takasuko, another worm synchro monster, synchro tuner monster, just to have in here for the chance to go into other synchros. And you use this as synchro, using this card as a synchro, you use one other monster in the hand with it. And one Metaphys horse, because it's a worm, and depending on the synchro monster, synchro you use, you can obviously you can side deck mind control. So if you do play pendulum, you can get that effect off playing a lot of level 1s in here and Monster Reborn. But that's my deck profile, my Ying Zing deck profile. I know there's tons of other things you can play in your extra deck. I don't have a Stardust in here, but you could play a Stardust in here. But there's you could basically build a version where you can go Shooter Star Dragon in this. But that's my Ying Zing deck profile, guys. Tell me, guys, what you think. Thanks for tuning into Y.G.O Lyfe, Ying Zing deck profile. Y.G.O Lyfe out.